So welcome to the card club. Today's cards that we are going to make are featuring our City Garden Glam kit. There is a PDF to follow, which I will have available for you. And I've already made our featured card, which looks like this. It's really easy to make. It is beautiful, and I'm excited to share with you how to do that today. So I've already made one of these. We're going to make two more. Then we are going to make 3 fractured cards, and then we're going to make 3 easy peasy cards. So let's just dive right into this. All right, the first thing I want to do is show you how beautiful this card kit is. We are transitioning away from all of our holiday cards because we have done them. So if you haven't seen them, just look here in the group or on the YouTube channel, and it will show you everything that you need. So of course, all of our regular card kits come with 9 card bases and 9 envelopes. Also comes with our envelope seals and sentiments, which I've already used one off of the top there. Also comes with 9 pieces of double-sided paper, 3 styles of each. We've got some bling, we've got some bows. Look how pretty those bows are. Those are gorgeous. So bling and bows. And then we have our die cuts. So let me just put these into their piles and then I will show them to you. Okay, so the first one is the very luxe black bag. How pretty is that? So pretty. Then we have our little black dress, our little classic style black dress, and some very bougie sunglasses. They are so pretty. All right, so those are our 3 die cuts. Let's take a look at our 3 different papers. I think that's all 3 of them. So one side has beautiful designs. So this one has like an antique look to it with some lace and a little bit of rustic here. Then we've got this beautiful garden scene, which has little keys in it, little locks, so pretty. And then another variation of the lace and the antique rustic look. Then on the back of these, we have 3 solids that are kind of marbled that are just beautiful. So they go really well. I chose this kit today because of the red and green. I thought it would be a nice alternative to still kick in with that holiday vibe, but also just kind of like settle into something a little bit different. All right, let's go ahead and first separate our papers so that we have everything in the same place. That way it makes it a little easier, I feel like. Now this one, this card, I used this paper with. I'm going to do it with all 3 variations just so you can see. So I'm going to pull one of these papers and one of these papers first. All right, and then we're just going to sit these out of the way over here in a pile. And I also used our City Glam washi tape to decorate the envelope. So we'll do that today as well. All right, I'm just going to put these papers over here. Now, one of the things that I found easy, and it was hard to write this one up on the PDF because of the way we cut with this one. So we're actually just making 2 diagonal cuts that is going to create 4 triangles for us. It was a little hard to write that up, so hopefully the instructions are easy to follow. But one of the things that I found that made it a little easier was once I made that first cut and I had 2 triangle pieces, was to turn it over and put just a little piece of washi holding them together to make the next cuts, because it just made it a little bit easier that way. So what we can do is we can actually cut 2 pieces at a time. Let me move my scissors so I can get the paper trimmer in here. We can cut 2 pieces at a time if you are comfortable with that. It'll make it really easy. But if you're not comfortable with that, we can definitely do it separately. I'm going to do it separately so I can show you how I put the washi tape together on it. So on your paper trimmer, and I'm sorry if it sounds like I'm losing my voice, I kind of feel like I am. On your paper trimmer, line up diagonally, hold the paper portrait style like this, and then make sure you have your orientation going the way you want it to go. And then just line up on your paper trimmer your corners. because you're just going to cut literally corner to corner. Now, my paper trimmer works better if I start in the middle if I'm doing a corner, so that's what I'm going to do. So I'm just going to come down and then go back up like that. Now I have 2 triangles. Now before I begin to cut, because you need to cut this way, so if I put this back together, I need to cut this way. And in order to get them right, I think it's easier if you put a little bit of washi tape on the back side so that it stays together for you. So let me just grab some washi tape real quick. And it doesn't have to be a lot. It just needs to be a little bit. And I've also noticed I need to change my blade for sure. So these cards might have a very rustic little edge to them, but that's okay. All right, so once you've put your washi tape on, you can see you have 1 sheet again. Now go to the corners that you did not cut yet and line that up. Let me put that, just put that in the middle. Line those up and then make your cut. Now you should have 4 triangles. And when you take the washi tape off, you will see them. So I'm just going to sit these right here for a second. Okay, let's go ahead and do the other one. So portrait style, line your arrows up, or your corners up rather. And then go ahead and cut them. All right, then we're going to put a little washi tape on the back. That cut was a little bit better actually. It wasn't as rough, so that's good. All right, so now we're going to put this like this. Put that washi tape on there, and we're going to turn it the other way so that we are now cutting the other diagonal corner to corner. And now we should have 4 triangles over here as well. That's all we need to cut for these cards. So I'm just going to set this out of the way. Let me grab 2 cardstocks. All right, we're going to start with this one. First thing we're going to do is take off that washi tape. And usually if you peel one triangle off, the other one is very easy to peel off. I'm just going to put that up there. And I'm going to put that back together. Let's see. Oh, see, I wasn't paying attention. Let me put this back together real quick. This is the middle one like this. There we go. I was like, uh-oh. There we go. It's important to make sure that you have your triangles going in the right direction. Now, the other importance of cutting them diagonally corner to corner is because now we can flip them over. Sometimes our designs don't let us to flip-flop things, but these we definitely can. Now, this paper is designed, it doesn't really matter whether you want to do it portrait style or horizontal. I did this one horizontal just because I like the way it looked. I want to use 1 each of the die cuts, so I definitely feel for the black dress we need to go portrait style. So let's do that one. Let's do that one last. We're going to do the glasses first, so let's go ahead and do that one horizontal. All you're going to do is decide which one of these you want to be, and we'll turn it, which one of these you want to be the solid, and which one of these you want to be the pattern paper. For this one, I think I'm going to do the bottom and the top, the solid. So we're just going to lay them down so you can see what that would look like. And then we're just going to fill in with our patterns, just like that. Very easy to do, and they fit together very nicely. Like I said, you just have to make sure you're doing those diagonal cuts corner to corner, and it will come out really pretty. Now, as always, you can crush them all together if you want, pinch them together and not have any space in between, or you can have just a little bit of space with a border, which you know that is my preference, so that is what I'm gonna do. Let's just make sure we've got the card in the right direction. All right, let's go ahead and adhere these. Just make sure you get those little points on the corners, just a little bit of adhesive so that you are not trying to press them down and keep them down all the time. All right, then we're just gonna come down here to the middle. You're gonna leave just a little bit of a border, at the bottom and try to line it up so you've got the same amount on the sides. And then just go ahead and press that into place. Easy peasy. Now, I like to work top to bottom, so I'm actually going to do these two cards next, or these two triangles next. So let's go ahead and get some adhesive on these. Move that out of the way. All right, and I'm just gonna come over here. Did I do the whole thing? There it is. I was like, I'm not feeling any sticky on some of that. All right, and then I'm just gonna line this up again, just leaving a little bit of border in between all the spaces, like that. Let's go ahead and grab this other one and do the same thing. And you can turn your card as you're doing this, if that's easier. Sometimes it's easier for me to do that. And then I'm just gonna go ahead and drop that piece into place. Now we just have to add the top one. It almost looks like an envelope like this, just the way it kind of plays out and goes together. All right. And then we're just gonna slide this one right in here again, leaving space in between for that border. And there we go. One card is all together. Now we're gonna add our die cut and our sentiment. Let's see, which one should we do? Let's do Thinking of You. So we're going to put this here at the bottom, just kind of in the middle, just like that. And then we're going to go ahead and add our glasses. Now, if you have any stickles or glitter glue, you could 100% put some on here. That would give it a little extra something. Little extra something. And we're going to add some bling. 3 little blings. I'm going to put one up here. I'm going to put one let's put it up here. Make it offset just a little bit. And then because we have our sentiment here, I'm going to go ahead and put the other one over here. And I'm going to put that one closer to the die cut. And there we have our first card. Very easy to do. Looks really pretty, and I don't think we've done a design like this before. So I'm super excited that we have a new design today. All right, let's go ahead and put our next card together. And again, this one's going to be portrait style. So let me go ahead and start by taking the washi tape off. There we go. All right, and this one I think we're gonna do just a little bit different. Well, maybe not, because I want that dress to really pop. So we're gonna do the solids, top and bottom, and then we're gonna do the pattern paper on the sides. So let's go ahead and start with this first bottom piece. Make sure I've got my card opening in the right direction, although it really wouldn't matter because with this type of a pattern, since there's really no right or wrong way, it probably would work out either way. So you'd be fine if you ended up doing it differently. You could also do a variation of this if you wanted to, where you just have one solid. So I could come in and put just this one down and then make all the other ones the pattern. That would look pretty too. So you do have some fun variations that you can do with this if you want to. But for consistency's sake today, I'm just going to go ahead and do it the way I did the other ones. But you can play around with it. And I love how easy this comes together. So I'm sure that we will make some other cards using this at another time too. All right, I'm going to go ahead and just give that some border space in between there. Make sure it's about the same coming up the side there. Let's get our last piece on. All right. And there we go. All right, so we've got that one all done. Let's grab a little black dress here. Whoops. And a sentiment. This one I think we're gonna do hello. But I'm gonna cut a little bit off of the sides because it has a little of that extra white space there. So I'm just gonna snip just a little bit off of each side. Hopefully they are fairly even. And then I'm just gonna put this right here in the middle. We're very, very close to it. Let's go ahead and add some adhesive to our little black dress. And I'm just gonna put that right in the middle, like this. Oh my gosh, this is such a pretty card. Look how pretty that is. All right, let's get a little bling on here. A little bling, bling. We'll put one there. Let's put one up here. And this time we're gonna put one over here. All right, and that is our third featured card for the club card. So all three of them, I'll show you really quickly. They all look just a little bit different because we use different paper and the different die cuts. We really changed it up this time, but look how pretty they all came together. So gorgeous. I love this card set. All right, so let's move on to our fractured cards. I'm just gonna sit these aside over here. So our fractured cards, as you know, you can mix and match, but you just have to make sure that you have the papers the right orientation. And when I say mix and match, I mean you can decide what size of the things that you want to do. We're gonna take 3 papers. We're gonna take one of each of them. So now we have the 3 left for easy peasy. And we are just gonna make sure our orientation is good for all of them, which it is. Let me bring back the paper cutter. And we're just gonna make 3 cuts, or 2, I think we're just gonna do 2 cuts today. These patterns are really pretty and they're kind of large and I like that. So I just wanna make sure that we are being able to show them off a little bit. So I'm just gonna cut fracture cards. We're just gonna do 2 cuts today and I'm just gonna do one like this and then we're gonna pull that over here so we know which way the papers go. Then I'm gonna just turn this way and I think I'm just gonna cut, let me see, I'm gonna cut like that. Easy peasy. So this is the way our cards will come together. These weren't actually the easy peasy cards, but that's how simple it is to do this. All right, so I'm gonna take 3 cardstocks and then we're gonna separate these papers so that we can put them together. Now, the one thing I didn't do, I used all the patterns. I didn't separate them into a solid today because I'm kind of using that one as my solid. Just because it's a really pretty pattern and I think that I can do that. So let's see, that one I think goes together. So we need to mix that up a little bit. And then let's figure out which way. I think this one will go here, this one will go here, and this one will go here. Now, because our die cuts are solids, we can get away with that pretty easily. If they had a lot of different textures or variations or were a different pattern where there was lots of colors, this style might not work. We might have definitely needed to put more of a solid color in there, but because of that, we are good. And I was excited to try this and play this way. All right, so you guys know I like to start with my bottom card. So, I mean my bottom piece. So we're gonna do that and then get that on there. Again, remember, if you want to put them together and not have a border, you can definitely do that, but I'm going to use these and put a border in here because I like borders. I just think they look really pretty that way. All right, and I'm going to put all of these together, and then we'll figure out which die cuts we want to use on which card, because we can just play with them at that point. Again, I'm just going to leave my border here, and then let's put this last one on. All right. This one I'm going to turn this way so that I can make sure I'm lining it up as best I can. Actually, I feel like I should cut just a little bit off of this one. Which way would I cut it though? Let's cut, ooh, we're going to cut just a smidge off of this side. Hopefully I'm not going to mess it up too much. Let me get that out of there. There we go. Sometimes when you use your paper trimmer with stuff that's already got adhesive on it, it can get a little bit tricky. All right, but yes, this is definitely better. Okay. All right, there we go. So there's one together. Let me put that over there. Let me grab the next card. Let me see. I'm like, I messed it up already. All right, this is the one we want. All right, this one I'm going to smush together for you because I always try to do that so that you guys can see at least one that way. So this one will go ahead and do that, which means I won't leave any white space in where the paper is. I'm going to smush it together for you. And this will be just as pretty. Might actually be a little prettier this way with this paper. All right, so this one we're going to do the same thing. We're just going to come in and we're going to line it up just like that. So there it is with no borders. So there's that one. And then let me go ahead and put this together over here. Happy Black Friday. I decided to do a little crafting before everything starts today. All right, there we go. I'm just gonna line this one up. I'm gonna put a tiny little border. When I say tiny, I mean like legit tiny little border on this one. All right, and then let's put this in with the same teeny tiny little border. So there is minimal white space in here, minimal white space. Okay, so let's grab one of each of the die cuts, and then we'll have 3 left for our easy peasy cards. My hands are cold, you guys. It's hard to separate them. All right, let me take a sip real quick. Okay, so we've got our 3 card bases all set up and ready to go. I know that for the classic little black dress, we want to make sure that we have that in a portrait style. So I don't think I want to use that one portrait style. So it's going to be one of these. So let's go ahead and just look and see which one. I think we're going to do this one. So we're going to use that for that one. And then for these other ones, I think I'm going to do the black bag, and I'm going to kind of do it like off to the side here. Or I could put it this way and do that like that, and then or I could do the glasses, trying to cover that bigger space of white space there. I think we'll do it this way, and we'll do the glasses, and then I'll offset the sentiment a little bit at the bottom, and then this one we'll do more traditional like that. So let's grab our sentiment stickers and see which ones we want to do. Let's do thank you under this one. So I'm just going to move it up just a little bit from where I normally put them, just to give it a little bit of space up here. Isn't this paper beautiful? I agree. It is so elegant. I love it. It's gorgeous. And you could make, if you have any Christmas or holiday die cuts, I bet you could use them with this kit. I had thought about trying to mix and mingle them for you guys, but I actually used all of my die cuts, so I don't have any. But I think that that would look really pretty too. All right, so we're gonna add some bling to this, I think. So I'm just gonna sit that right there for a second. Let's come back over here. For this one, I think this would make a beautiful happy birthday card. So I'm gonna put happy birthday on here. Normally I stay away from happy birthday, but I just think this is gonna make a gorgeous happy birthday card. So we're gonna do it. We're just gonna do it. All right, let me make sure there's no adhesive stuck there. Oh yes, look how beautiful this is. I would love this card if I received that for my birthday. That is beautiful. All right, and then this one I think we are gonna do, let's do just because, but I am gonna cut a little bit off of the side, or the bottom, top and bottom, just because I feel like it's a little busy with that extra white space. So let me see if I can line that up pretty well. Oh, I think I did. Yes, all right, so let's go ahead and peel this off and then get that little piece off of there. Whoops, let me move that out of the way. Pretty sure that's the way I want it to go. So we're just gonna put this right about here. I'm gonna offset it just a little bit, like I said, so it's not gonna be perfectly in the center. It's gonna be closer to that side. And you know, I'm probably gonna have to change my adhesive because that's never ending when I make cards. Always, always, always. All right, and then this I'm just gonna put right there. And there we go. All right, so because we've got some extra space here, I think this is a good place for a bow. Let me see which one has a little bit more pop. I think I like this one, so let's go ahead and put a little dab of adhesive there and get that little bow on there. So just because, this is so cute, just because. And then happy birthday could have a bow also. Just make sure that's pressed down really well. But I mean, we could put a little bow right there, or we could just put some bling because I probably have extra. 1, 2, 3, I have 2 little extras here. So let me do a little bit of bling. Now, if you only have what came in the kit, that's okay. You can use just 2 on a card, or you can use 3 on a card, or whatever you want to use. It is all good either way. I'll show you how to use just 2 with this one. We won't use that. We'll just stick with what we have in the kit. I'm actually going to put 2 on that page. This one I want to fix because it looks like some of the adhesive is hanging out of it. So let me fix that real quick. Let's just tuck that under. There we go. Okay, so we have 3 on this one, and then because we have 2 left, I'm just going to show you how you can do 2 and make them look really, really pretty. I'm just going to group them together over here on the same side. Let me tuck that adhesive under there. And you can make them diagonal, you can make them go up and down, you can make them in a line, in a straight line, you can do whatever you want with them. But I think that just 2 can also work really, really pretty. All right, so those are our fracture cards. Last but not least, because you know we like to end on something that is quick and easy, we're going to do our 3 easy peasy cards. So we've got 3 pieces of paper, 3 die cuts, and 3 bows left. So let's see how we're going to put all of these together. I love this paper. I think it's absolutely gorgeous. So I think we're going to do all of the patterns on this one. I don't think that we are going to use the solids on any of these because the patterns on this are just too pretty not to use. All right, so I'm just going to put this on here, and it doesn't matter. There's no orientations to these, so you can choose however you want to do them. So I'm going to put all of our papers on first, and then we will decide which die cuts we're using and which direction we want our cards to go in. I love that our papers can be used on single sides because you can really put together some cards so quickly by just no ripping, no cutting, just putting the paper on the pages. So, so pretty and easy and quick. All right, so we've got all of our papers down. Now we just need to decide what we want to pair with what. I still like this one so much. I think we're going to do the glasses with this one this time. I think this one we will do horizontal and we'll do our bag here. And then I think this one we will do portrait style also and put our little black dress here. So we do have 3 more sentiments. We have a miss you, we have a congratulations, and a best wishes. So let's do miss you, and let's do it with the little dress. So I'm just going to go ahead and let me see something real quick. Yeah, let's do this a little bit different. So I'm going to trim just a little bit off of here like that. And I'm going to put this over here like about, I don't know, 3/4 down, something like that. And then we're going to cover this part with the little black dress like this. Like that. Actually, it probably could have been a little bit more over. Let me see if I can lift this. Sometimes I can and sometimes I can't. Let me see if I can get that up with some tweezers. I don't want to rip the paper, so if it looks like it's going to rip, we are not going to lift it. Nope, we got it. All right. So let me put this over a little bit more like this. There we go. And then we're going to put our little black dress like this, leaving us about the same amount on both sides. And then we do need to put a little bow here, I think. Let's see, where do we want to put the bow? We could just put the bow. I feel like it needs to go, I don't know, maybe it doesn't need a bow. Maybe the bows aren't going to happen today. We'll see. All right, then we're going to do, let's do congratulations for this next one. And I'm just going to line this one up. This one's going to be pretty traditional here, like that. Wouldn't it be amazing if I don't have to change my adhesive today? Oh my gosh, that would be like so good. All right, and then this one too, I feel like We could put the bow over here. Let's put a bow over here. I think right there will be good. Yeah, that looks good there. All right, so this one we added our bow right there. And then this one, best wishes is what's left. So best wishes it is. And I'm gonna put it a little bit higher up. And then we'll put this down. Oh my gosh, you guys, we made it. I didn't have to change my adhesive. That's gotta be a first. That has to be a first. All right, and we're gonna put that right there. And then for this one, let's just put the bow kind of at the bottom off to the, like a little angle. I think that'll look cute like that. Oh, look how pretty that is. This card kit is gorgeous. Tell me in the comments if you have this card kit, or after watching this today, you're like, yep, I might need that card kit, because I totally get it. All right, I think I really like how that looks, so I think we're gonna do the same thing for this one. So let's go ahead and put a little adhesive down there. Let me make sure it's actually sticky. And then I'm gonna put this bow off to the side a little bit over here like that. All right, easy, easy peasy cards. 3 cards in like less than 3 minutes probably. Super, super easy. And then of course we have our envelope seals that I will go ahead and put inside each one of these on the bottom. But first, before I do that, I'll come back and do that. But before I do that, I want to show you the City Glam washi tape and how beautiful it is when you put it on your envelopes. It's so pretty. Like just literally so pretty. All right, so I'm just gonna rip a piece off and flatten my envelope, and then just kind of give myself a little bit of a border here at the bottom, like that, and then cut off the sides, and then look how pretty your envelope is that goes with this. Oh, Ozzy says she's ordering today. Yay! All right, let me show you all of the cards we made really quickly. All right, so first ones we did were our featured card, which is cutting diagonal. So we end up with 4 triangles, and then we mix and match the patterns and the solids that we put on here. So here are those cards, and we did 1 in each of the papers. Then the next one we did was our fractured cards. Whoops. And we didn't use the solid on any of the fractured cards because these patterns are so beautiful that I just didn't think we needed to do it. Look how pretty they are. So those are our fractured cards. And then last but not least was our easy peasy cards. We used everything in the kit today. We used all the bows, all the bling, all the die cuts, all the sentiments, and we're gonna finish up all the envelope seals. And then we used the City Glam washi tape to decorate our envelopes. All right, friends, so that is Card Club today. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed this card club, and I will see you all next time.